Welcome to episode 3 of the Cigare Volant podcast. I'm your host Murph.
I'm Deckett.
And right now we're about to watch season 1, episode 3 of Frasier, Dinner at 8.
One of the best early episodes.
I think this is the episode where you start to fall in love with the show, Daggy.
Yeah, especially those two as brothers.
Clears.
It's rather at their best.
Yeah. This really establishes the old three-way, as it's known, between Marty, Niles and Frasier.
The old threesome.
September 30th, 1993, Daggy. You know I'm a big ratings man.
You do. You love you're a Nielsen man.
So episode 1, 28.1 mil. Banged up to 29.2 for Ep 2. Episode 3?
Surely they didn't break 30.
What are you thinking? Up or down?
It's gotta be down.
It's down, but it's still more than episode 1. 28.7.
Steady.
Smack bag in the middle.
Steady in the ship.
We're watching here a scene in the old KACL studios. Like, you're going to play a game right now.
Let's do it.
It's called Caller or No Caller.
Right. Alright.
Were the following celebrities really callers on Frasier or not?
I should do well at this.
Number 1, Jay Leno.
Yes.
Correct. 1 for 1. Number 2, Snoop Dogg.
No.
He was not. Snoop Dogg was not a caller.
Especially at this time of his life, I don't think Snoop was on Frasier.
Ray Romano.
Snoop was on trial for murder at this time in his life.
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing Frasier bits.
Ray Romano.
No.
Nope, he was not. James Earl Jones.
No.
I thought I would catch you with that one.
4 for 4?
Oh. Yo-Yo Ma.
No.
He was.
Who the fuck's Yo-Yo Ma?
I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman. I'm pretty sure it's a man. He played like harp or something.
He played harp?
He played some instrument.
He played the harp and he's on a guest spot in Frasier.
Ben Stiller.
No.
He was. I'm pretty sure it's the Christmas episode in season 1. He calls in and he's crying down the phone.
That sounds like Ben Stiller.
It was an unscripted moment. Probably he wasn't aware that it was a show. He was genuinely calling Kelsey at the time. Jeff Daniels.
Yes.
Correct. Matt Groening.
No.
Correct. Sir Jimmy Savile.
Oh, God bless him.
He was.
No, he was not.
He was in an edited scene. Sir Jimmy Savile ragging the show. And one last one to round us off here. Mel Brooks.
No.
Apparently so, but I can't remember when.
That's a distinctive voice. I think I would remember Mel.
The caller, speaking of callers, the caller in this episode later played Marty's Greek in-laws. What the fuck was that episode all about? Marty has like a brother and all this Greek family.
I think they were desperate to find new fish out of water situations.
They never returned to it though. Clearly it felt like it flopped.
Well, we'll have another one of those.
Wouldn't it be much better?
Oh, hello, first meeting.
Alright, so what we're seeing on screen now for everybody who's doing the old watch along, the first ever meeting between Niles and Daphne. What do you think? Romantic or creepy?
Funny? It's an odd mix.
You know the way throughout the whole first series, and even throughout the first 3 or 4 series, I've got a question for you. Was Morris really so bad? What's so bad about her? This is a grown man, he chose to marry her, and he's constantly perving on this English woman.
Well, Morris does sound like some sort of odd vampire creature.
Yeah, but he chose to marry her.
Well, he's not exactly a catch, is he?
The old woe is me, Niles Crane
This
routine.
odd little man.
Do you know what? I mention this in every episode. Your favourite character is Niles, mine is Frasier. The more I think about it, the more I dislike Niles.
Why?
He's a wee... you know what he is? He's such a wee weasel.
But he does it with charm.
Niles rarely stands up for Morris under a barrage of insults. Was he with her for the money?
No.
He's openly in love with somebody else. How sympathetic can he really be?
Again, it's him being odd that gets away with it.
He's just a wee odd boy.
Yeah, if Frasier tried it, you wouldn't feel bad for him. But because Niles is so weird.
In this episode, when Niles and Daphne first meet each other, Niles claims to be an Anglophobe. Why does he love the Brits?
An Anglophile.
An Anglophile? You're quite the opposite of an Anglophobe.
Indeed. Quite the opposite.
How do you reckon that the boys in the Crumlin Star would react if Niles come in claiming to be an Anglophile?
He'd be carried out.
Do you reckon he would be battered within an inch of his life?
He'd get those pool cues.
Imagine how satisfied it would be caving in Niles' head.
What's wrong with you? You're very aggressive towards Niles tonight.
Kelsey Grammer himself has said that this is his favourite ever episode. It's up there, man. I'm going to put this in my...
It's one of the best.
One of the best we've watched so far, I'd say, anyway, for sure.
Of all the... Top 3 at least.
Dinner at 8 was a play in 1932. If you could have Dintons with any character from Frasier, who would it be?
Dintons at 8.
Because the working title of this episode was Din Din's at 8.
Gil Chesterton.
Gil's my option as well. The man loves fine food. He has good banter to him.
But I'd take him to like Burger King.
Yeah. He'd be seething with you immediately.
He'd be outraged. It'd be so much fun.
He has good banter, Gil, because he gets up and does some karaoke and all in later episodes. Big Bant Gil, as he's also known. I was saying there earlier that the caller in this episode later went on to play the role of Marty's in-law, the Greek in-law.
Yep.
How much better would it be if Marty's in-laws were all from West Belfast instead of Greece? Imagine them all. Imagine the boys down the Fenlands.
They all sounded like me. I don't think I'll go over well in the States.
Niles builds up his courage again to mention that he's an Anglophile. It all ends in tears.
You're from the north. Oh, I love England. Get a batter.
Do you want to come out back? Have a minute here, Leslie boy?
We got something nice out here.
They're literally sizing up his kneecaps from the moment he walks in. This episode was written by Anne Fleet Giordano and Chuck Ramberry. Right?
That's a good name.
Anne Fleet Giordano, Big Anne, later became a writer for Hot in Cleveland, and in that show, Giordano Syndrome was named after her. It was a syndrome in an episode of Hot in Cleveland.
What was the syndrome?
Giordano Syndrome.
What was Giordano syndrome?
Being a spastic, probably. Chuck Ramberry. He did some Desperate Housewives, Hot in Cleveland, and some.
But that's enough about his personal life.
And he also did some off Broadway. So you may need to check.
Yeah,
Do you want to get him to third co-host of the show?
We'll pay him on spec.
One more question for you in these early stages. Niles guesses Daphne's Manx accent in this episode when he first meets her. Hi. She sounds nothing like a Manx.
What does she? She sounds northern.
Cockney? I think she has that like a Nanny McPhee voice to her.
She has an odd like bit of Bolton to her.
Yeah. She's Peter Kay's
other forgotten bit of Peter Kay type thing.
Jane Leaves never thought to address the fact that she clearly never sounded like a Mancunian. Did she not have the balls to stand up to Kelsey?
Didn't have the balls. What's wrong, Jane Love? Not the balls.
Can I tell you my all-time pet peeve of Frasier?
I don't think I can stop you.
When Daphne says she's going to spank Eddie's fanny, what English woman would ever possibly say that?
Over here, fanny means something else.
It means your vagina?
Yeah.
So why would
you're
Daphne
spanking
ever
it?
say
What?
that? I don't mind that some yank writer thought to put that in an episode, but the fact that Jane Leaves never said, come on.
Jane Leaves and John Mahoney.
John Mahoney?
He's from Manchester.
He's a Manc as well.
So he sat there for 11 years while some woman butchered his accent and got all the sayings wrong.
A Daphne quote in this episode is, well, aren't you a Bobby Dazzler? Fuck off. Teddy the bed and unclog the shitter. A Bobby Dazzler? Where's she supposed to be from? When's she supposed to be from?
She's still on a Benny Hill episode. Oh. That's a good joke.
What was that?
Where's Maris? Are you taking separate elevator scheme?
So originally in this episode, they're supposed to go to the name of the podcast, the first ever mention of it, Le Cigare Volant.
Where the magic happens.
3 episodes in, I'm suggesting a name change. World's Worst Frasier Podcast.
I like Le Cigare Volant.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of class.
Yeah, it gives it a bit of class and we take it down a notch.
They're discussing where to go for dinner here. Where would you rather go? The Timber Mill or the Cigare Volant?
The Timber Mill?
Timber Mill sounds like bumper grub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good eating.
Like quality beef.
Do you ever go to those shitty fucking restaurants that say they cost like 20 quid more for everything?
Yeah.
But you get like a quarter of the food?
That's what the boys live for.
I know. I remember my brother took us out for my dad's birthday like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We went to this like small cottage. It had been converted.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, we know what's happening now. I ordered a steak. They gave me a fucking carrot the same size as the steak.
How big was the carrot?
It was a small carrot.
We're talking a tiny carrot here.
I mean, it was nice, but fuck me, you had to go to Manny's on the way home, get a chip.
You had to stop and get takeaway on the way home.
I had to get a taco chip on the way home. She's psychic. I love doing this awful act.
So here's Daphne fully ripping the piss out of the Crane Boys, pretending to be psychic, because we all know psychics don't exist.
Not in Manchester.
You were to talk about Seinfeld being this show, like, had entirely dislikable characters.
Yeah.
I think Frasier's somewhat the same. Everybody has their dislikable features.
They say they're dislikable characters, but they have Always Sunny. Now that's dislikable characters.
I love the characters in Always Sunny. I
No,
like
but you love them because you're not supposed to love them.
I like them more than I like each character in Frasier. I think each character in Frasier's up their own arse in a way.
But everyone in Always Sunny's a massive narcissist.
Yeah. Well, Frasier and them are massive
they actually
narcissists.
do things for other people in the show. They buy each other Christmas presents and stuff.
Well, I would
You're
say
not seeing that in Always Sunny.
the best show on TV, the best comedy on TV right now is Always Sunny, even though it's on hiatus. Would you rate Always Sunny above or below Frasier?
In my head, above, in my heart, no.
Yeah. I would still have Frasier above Always Sunny. But Always Sunny's probably number 2 in the sitcom list.
Father Ted.
Yeah, well, we're getting local now. Give my headpiece.
Well, everyone knows Father Ted.
Everyone knows Give My Headpiece.
Anyone out there who doesn't know Give My Headpiece, give it a watch. You'll not enjoy it. It's distinctly for the North.
So last week, we uploaded the first few episodes onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Imagine these days, Frasier, his KACL show gets cancelled, radio's dead. He tries a podcast, and like all of us, it flops. What do you think Frasier's YouTube channel would consist of if he had a channel right now?
I think it'll be like 3 episodes of him trying to do something and a 4th one of him killing himself. just kicking the chair out.
Is it an ongoing joke of the series that they have the docs on the brink of suicide?
Well, if I had that hair.
The crane mane, as the critical android refers to it.
The crane mane. Christ almighty, the state of it. Look at all the different layers.
Look at the way, do you know Marty? He looks particularly old, I think, in the first series. He almost gets younger as the show goes on. They try to make him like a real granda in the early days.
In the end, he's married to a woman like 30 years younger than him.
So I was listening to the old Critical Android podcast, and they made a point that I completely agreed with in this episode. Were Frasier and Ned so wrong to be angry at how they were treated in this restaurant?
Yeah.
They walk in and immediately get their clothes destroyed.
It's fun.
Imagine they took Marty to one of their fancy restaurants and they ripped off his cardigan and threw it in the fire.
Well, could you blame them? Oh, here they come.
Oh.
Kelsey.
Would you not be utterly seething?
It's not really their fault. It's more Marty's fault because he knew fine well this was going to happen and he's looking forward to it.
To think the boys could have been sitting in the Cigare Volant right now.
The boys were in the same suit and shirt.
Oh, how great would it be if they wore matching suit and tie in each episode?
Look at them.
The Cigare Volant isn't a real restaurant, it was disappointed to find out, but it is the name of a wine made in California.
I discovered that when I searched for this podcast.
Yeah.
And there was this video of people drinking wine. What the fuck's this?
Is that not like one of our videos from the podcast?
Is that not us?
Right. There's scenes here with the boys talking to the waitress. Were they really that bad to the waitress? That's a question that I've always thought when watching this.
It's common etiquette that you take the piss when the waiter or waitress leaves the table.
Yeah.
It's etiquette, boys.
Why was Marty
Wait till
not
they leave.
in on the joke, I wonder? Why is Marty so in love with the waitress but despises his own 2 sons?
I mean, I have never been out for dinner for my family in an Indian restaurant, and my dad has not impersonated the waiter the minute he walked away from the table. As soon as that boy turned his back.
It's a golden running gag of the family.
Would you like rubber drums?
not it.
Well done. That's my dad. That's what he does. There's not even like walks away as soon as he turns his back.
Let me tell you, I used to work in a shop called CEX.
Sex?
For any
a sex shop?
anybody who doesn't know what it is, it's essentially like what Americans call like a pawn store. You can buy or sell, but it's only electronics and games and DVDs.
Yeah, it's like game. They have game, don't they?
I don't know what
GameStop?
GameStop, yeah, pawn store where you can trade in like, electronics, tablets, phones. Right? There used to be gypsies who would regularly come in and just scream at you and claim that things were broke.
Peggies?
Peggies would just come in and treat you like genuine shit. The boys don't treat this waitress that badly. They're fish out of water. Give them a break.
That is a lot of meat.
To be fair, it looks absolutely great whenever they raid the steak trolley.
Who the hell doesn't want a steak like that?
Yeah, what is it they would prefer to be eaten?
The same thing, only much smaller and much more expensive.
Is Marty being a complete dick in this episode?
No, the guys are.
So
know your audience, boys.
Because you don't like your clothes being sliced up and you don't like the same food as me, your dead mother would be ashamed. Marty, chill out a bit for fuck's sake.
No, you gotta go straight to that. Yeah. If you're Marty, that's where you go to get your point across.
Yeah. So Marty pulls no punches with the boys. He openly despises them in these early shows.
I like the episodes where it's like Marty wonders if it's really his kids.
Yeah.
That's a real weird way for a sitcom to go. After like 8 seasons or something, whenever they did it.
Yeah, but can you blame him? Look, I mean, he likes plain food and they like fancy food. It mustn't be his sons.
He can play ball, and they can't. Even though Frasier looks like he should be a goddamn quarterback.
Do you reckon Frasier works out? What do you think he lifts? I mean, those broad shoulders, he just lifting knowledge every day.
Just fucking hardback after hardback.
I agree with what we said in the previous episode. He's not lifting weights. He just naturally has this unbelievable frame.
He needs shoulders like that to carry everything he knows. Carry a massive fucking forehead.
And I keep talking about how Marty has a hatred for the boys. And I know some avid fans won't like to address that sort of point. But in this episode,
Enjoying yourself.
Yeah. When Frasier says something, Marty, this shows how hate-filled Marty is towards his own kids. Marty responds with, "Big talk from a Volvo. What's his problem? Why does he hate his kids so much?"
They're not manly. They're not goddamn manly.
Because they don't drive an American car, he looks down on them.
Remember when Niles actually won his love once by throwing a basketball?
Yeah. And then when they came into the bar and couldn't shoot some hoops, he was disgusted.
There was a beautiful 17 minutes where Niles had his father's love.
I like how angry Marty gets in this episode because how they act in the restaurant. But it comes out later that Marty never once invited them to come down pub for a drink with him.
Down local.
Whose dress would you rather be wearing, Decky? The boys or Marty's?
Marty's? Marty's are comfy.
I think Marty's the least fashionable man on TV. My moccasins, what he calls precious shoes.
Muckabees?
My muckabees, yeah.
My muckabees. You microwave my muckabees. And then he has to like suck off a homeless man to get a new pair.
My massive stilettos, Daphne. She burns his favourite pair of stilettos.
There was a drag race this weekend.
Oh, if the boys were alive today, assuming both characters, Frasier and Nez, would be dead by 2018, do you think the boys would enjoy RuPaul's Drag Race?
No.
I don't think they would.
No, not at all.
Crass.
Vulgar.
There's an early episode, I can't remember if it's this one, but Frasier talks about enjoying like the programming and international cinema on CBS. PBS, sir. What do the boys watch on TV? What do you reckon the boys get home and stick on after a long day?
Yes. Antique Roadshow.
Apparently they do enjoy a bit of Antique Roadshow.
That was a great episode.
Do you reckon the boys would watch Bargain Hunt with Dion Dublin? Tuned into the Beeb.
Big Dion.
This is the only podcast where you're getting Frasier and Dion Dublin references dropped.
Who else gives you this?
Where else can you get this sort of material? Ooh. So this is when the waitress comes back to the table and looks really pissy. Yes or no, Decky? Is she justified to be that annoyed? I say no.
Now if she wants a tip.
Oh, that's right. Marty says leave a big tip. The waitress deserves it. Why?
Yeah, because he's an average Joe. Who likes his Joe average? You gotta look out for the working class.
I've always thought, I remember watching this episode as a kid. The dinner on their plates looks fantastic. I would love steak, potatoes, and fixins.
That's right, fixins.
Would you assume fixins is coming with your meal? I wouldn't.
Coming in your meal?
that's something Kelsey would do regularly behind the scenes to the rest of the cast.
David Hyde Pierce insisted on it.
So we're coming to the end of episode 3 of Frasier here. I think it's about time we give a special shout out to a certain somebody, Declan. And give a thank you to the critical android. The critical android himself for going out of his way to make an advertisement for it. We truly appreciate it.
It was extremely decent of you.
Yeah. This has been episode 3 of the Cigare Volant podcast.
Checked in the post.
I've been Murph.
I've been Daggy.
And we'll see you next time.
Do 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 do.